I did it. I made it through the 2-week shadow work challenge. The challenge is complete. Hi, I'm Kyra, here to guide and encourage others to have a transformed perspective as we evolve on this journey called life. Before I get into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I post a video, which is weekly. So, I'm back with an update on the 2-week shadow work challenge that I did and that you did. If you did, great. If you didn't, that's okay too, but just give yourself a pat on the back either way because it was something. So, basically for this challenge, what I did was for 14 days, each day I set aside time to journal and answer a shadow work prompt. Now, some of these prompts I made up based off of how my day went or anything that I recognized or realized. And then some things I just looked up. I chose prompts that will really allow me to really dive deep and not just stay, in the safe zone, to really get to the bottom of things and go within and get into those deeper aspects of myself. So my experience with this challenge was very much so intense. I mean, starting off, it was a lot of emotion. Now I can say that like for each and every prompt there was tears, there was emotions, there was a lot coming up, and I'm sure this is a normal part of shadow work and really answering questions and getting to the bottom of things and looking at those darker aspects of yourself. So emotions is all a part of that, but I did not expect to be emotional each time. There was a lot of things also that I did not notice or put on the back burner or really pushed down that came up that I remembered. A lot of memories and things that that I just did not remember or maybe was there but I didn't want to look at, that came up and that I addressed. I could tell that there was a lot of blockages in certain areas when it came to certain topics and things that I was able to face head on and really get into it. So with this experience, some questions were, I wouldn't say easy to answer, but it kind of flowed and it came up naturally, whereas some I can tell it was some blockages. It was some things that I was really avoiding and beating around the bush, and not trying to answer, or I had a hard time finding the words for it. Whereas for some prompts, it came up very naturally and it just flowed. The answers, the memories, the feelings. And others not so much. And it's so much. I mean, it was pages of it. And that's something I noticed. I was going through this process and answering these prompts. I was writing so much, like pages full, just off of one question. And that's something that I noticed. I didn't realize that. I thought I was just going to write a question and like a little paragraph. No, I was writing pages and really getting deep into it. During this process, I was really just learning to be that safe space for me, hold that compassion, and allow these things to be brought up, whether it's about the past or where I am currently or even the future. But all things that will be considered dark or things that we keep repressed and hidden, I was able to allow those things to come up and be seen during this process. So here are some of the prompts that I answered during the 14 days of this challenge. So for day 1, the prompt that I chose was, what is currently bothering you and why? So for this prompt, I noticed that it was a long list of things, and I focused on what was bothering me in that moment, and whatever I listed out, I went from there and chose one thing at a time. Able to kind of refer and come back to the list of things and find out so much more. And so with day 1 for this prompt, it helped me realize and uncover a fear that I had that I never really thought was there or even something that I was dealing with. For day 3, the prompt I chose was, what does freedom look like to you? Now, this prompt in specific was very free. No, was very, I feel like, lighthearted compared to the other ones because I was able to, find my own definition of what that means for me. Not just based off of what I was taught or what other people's definition of freedom is, but what does that look like to me to be free? And that really just led to surrender and trust, being able to have this childlike play with life, with where you are, and just allowing yourself to just breathe and just allowing everything to be taken care of, really receiving that. Day 6, the prompt was something that I was experiencing during my day. And so I was irritated with something that happened throughout my day. And so I used that particular situation to ask questions. And so that's another way you can do it. You don't have to have a specific question, but you can also take a situation that you experience and then from there ask why. Why did that irritate you? What happened? How did you respond? And so that's kind of what I did for day 6. For day 7, the prompt was, what was I brought up to value in my family, and how have those values changed, or how are they different now? And so this one was nice to kind of think back on childhood and how you're raised and values. What was seen as most important, and how has that changed, or how is that different, or how is it even the same now? And so that's a great way if you're going into family or when you were younger and really looking at what is important to you. What do you prioritize? That's kind of really what that prompt right there uncovered for me. What emotions do I tend to avoid? For day 9, the prompt was, what was your favorite memory as a kid? Now, I had fun with this prompt. Okay, now I said each prompt I had some tears, but these were tears of joy because I uncovered a lot of childhood memories. Day 12, the prompt was, what areas of your life can you better or improve? This prompt helped me uncover and see my true intentions for why I would want to improve aspects or part of my life or even myself. So it really just opened up my true intention within and what's on my heart and just where is that coming from and why. For day 13, the prompt, what is one of the best qualities you have and why? But answering this prompt allowed me to see things that I actually do appreciate about myself or love about myself that maybe I don't acknowledge all the time. It brought that up and I was allowing myself to just receive that. Receive it without feeling like I'm, being conceited or doing too much, because it's okay to show yourself some love and point out these qualities that you do love about yourself. And then for day 14, what is an embarrassing moment that you remember and why? So basically I learned that from that memory that came up, there was many other memories too that I was repressing that were similar because it felt embarrassing, because it was very vulnerable to see it and to say, okay, well, this embarrassed me, this is coming up, and really digging into why. And allowing yourself to kind of relive those memories in the moment. It can be very scary because you have to be vulnerable and allow yourself to refeel it again. And so that question right there really, it really hit deep. So for me, I had been doing shadow work all along. I didn't know that there was a name or anything for it. But what I was doing was mainly just like journaling my feelings and stuff. But I never asked why. I noticed that I really didn't go deep. It was just to a certain level. And so this challenge right here showed that I am capable of going deeper, of asking why, of really getting to the root of things, the start of it, and then going from there. So overall, I would say that this challenge was very intense and very heavy, but so beneficial. Definitely needed for where I am in my life. And so I would say for anyone else, I do definitely recommend, journaling, writing, doing these shadow work prompts, and really just going in deep. If you're willing to take that leap and go within, shadow work is the thing for you. Doing one prompt a day is a great place to start because you're not overdoing it, but you're starting somewhere. Within those 14 days, I was able to unpack it. And there's still more. There's still more. And that's what this journey is about, unpacking, relearning, undoing, receiving. It's a process. All of it is a process, but this challenge right here, I learned allowed me to start somewhere, to try something new, and then go from there. So that is all I have for this challenge. I will continue to do shadow work and post more content that has to do with going deeper and going within. And so this is not it of shadow work and this topic. Remember, it is not about perfection, but committing to expansion. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I post a video. Don't forget to have a transformed perspective.